What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report, and I don't think I've played a game where I've been clenched as much as this particular one. Oh, the dice told me I had to play a certain way this whole game, and by sheer luck, Deadpool. It was Deadpool, man.
Yep.
Him walking up and just looking at Doc Ock and like just the murder stab, right? Like just the absolute murder stab there. Yeah, it ended up being an 18-17 win for the Web Warriors. Absolutely insane.
Very tight game.
Very tight game. Like, honestly, Troop, up until that last round, I thought you had. I did not think I had a road to victory here.
Yep.
It was so friggin' tight. Like, my dice weren't showing up for... They showed up at some key moments, which were really cool. Like, Carol popped off on, I think it was round 3.
Yeah,
she did some really cool
stuff.
But,
like, the first half of the game, my defense die were, like, laughing about any of your attacks, and...
when you even had to roll a defense roll.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
but...
that was such a tight game. I gotta say, this team actually proved a bigger problem for me than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Which I'm really surprised. I'm happy to see War Machine. He actually did some really good work in the game.
He did.
Taskmaster felt like he actually did some stuff in this game.
Yep.
Once again, Crossbones did work.
Okay, so I have to talk about Doc Ock here, because Doc Ock, I was...
Mr. Science Man?
Yeah, Mr. Local Science Man. Definitely menaced by Spider Menace. But yeah, I was really down on him. I was very much excited about the idea of a second Spider Foe leadership, specifically Sinister Six. I was so pumped. Read the card, I'm like, what? This is crap. And I'm sitting there looking at him thinking, like, the power thing doesn't really matter because there's lots of hits to just knock Spider Foes out in one go.
You had power for days, man.
Yeah. So now that I've seen it, like, and I originally thought the second half of it, the one where you shake a slow, what is it? Shake slow.
Slow, shock, or stun, I think, or something like that.
Bleed, poison, or shock.
Bleed, poison, or shock.
Yeah. And I honestly thought it was going to be more of an important factor, and I'm like, no. Actually, as it turns out, this is a team that always has power. You can do a lot of things. Sucker was literally entirely powered by, he did a little bits of damage.
I think that's the first time I've had Sucker played on me before, and it was rude.
And the cool thing about it is, like, most of the time you want to have tricks and stuff ready to go. You had fall back, you had a couple other things out there. And I was just like, yep, I want to make sure that guy can't do anything.
Yeah.
Specifically take this. My plan with this list was pairing, if you attack me and don't daze me, I get a power with -1 damage. I really like it.
Your damage reduction was frustrating to deal with. You had a lot of defensive tech that, as a Web Warrior team, it was so hard to crack it.
Yes.
Like, just so hard. So I'm glad, like, Captain Marvel came in and provided that big heavy hitter. Like, if she didn't take out Rhino when she did, totally different game there. Like, that gave me so much breathing room and dazing War Machine at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it gave me a lot of breathing room there. I'm a little disappointed in Gwen this game. I don't think I played her well.
That's fair. You talked about a couple of things. Your ring around the Mystery Machine was one of the things you were thinking maybe might not have been the best move afterwards.
But after that initial round, though, you kind of pushed me onto my back feet, and I had to actually play a lot more cagey.
Yes.
And I think I was able to kind of successfagey do that. Well, I guess I was successful doing that, because I did end up pulling out a win in the 11th hour. But
that definitely is the Web Warrior way, right? So cagey moves, understanding what you can and can't do, and getting out when you need to.
And that was the thing. Like, I for one of the few times in my gaming experience, I'm like, leaving Conan behind, and like actually like pulling back with Spidey and getting out of dodge and all that sort of stuff. And even Captain Marvel, like, doing the thing to get back here to make sure War Machine wouldn't take her around, because she was holding, I think, 2 cubes at the time.
Yes, yeah.
Like, just doing a whole bunch of like really defensive maneuvers, and I'm glad I did, because good grief, you got that pressure on me really early, and you just never let up.
Well, and I love the fact that they always had power. They always were doing something, and like, that's great.
I remember looking up and looking at your cards and wondering where all that power was coming from. And I think at one point between turns, we actually like sat down and figured out, I was like, how does Rhino still have 10 power? What's going on here?
Well, it's this and this and this and this. And it's like, actually, he definitely should have 10 power.
The math works here. No. And like in some cases, I was actually kind of afraid to attack some characters.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to power them up. And unfortunately, there was a point where it says I had to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, so there was definitely a point in the middle of the game where I'm like, oh my God, Doc Ock and the Rhino are so good together, it's not funny. Uh, it was,
So I got to say, Doc Ock was constantly someone I was working around because I was terrified of that size 3 terrain throw that he
yep,
has,
yep.
and his flurry of
Flurry of
blows,
arms,
flurry
yep.
of arms on the striking tentacles was just like if that goes off, that hurts a
Yes,
lot.
yes.
So I was constantly working around him, so I was always kind of worried about what he was doing, and unfortunately, as a result, like Crossbones just came up and ate my lunch a couple times,
That's
and
fair. Yep.
and
Now I am going to say something else to just jump in on this. I realized while I was playing this and when I was making the list, like, huh, man, Doc Ock is so good. Looking through a couple of the spider foes, I'm like, I don't really feel like he's the greatest with Green Goblin. I don't feel like he's the greatest with a couple of things. I haven't tried them yet, but I'm like, just theory crafting. And then it dawned on me, yeah, we have four more spider foes coming
sometime in the new
yeah,
year.
yeah. So like this is please keep an eye out for him and definitely think about him in the new year. I think he's still got lots of things to do, but this guy is going to be, I think he's going to do a lot. Local science guy.
Local science guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially once we get those new Sinister Six models coming as well. Very very
Yeah.
excited about those ones.
I'm also going to go ahead and say, again, Crossbones feels so much better as this guy. He felt like he was always doing something. He had power to do things. His hit and run mattered.
You know what? It's those two things. It's the range three. The range three. What is it? Gainer builder.
Yeah, it's a builder
Yeah,
with a pierce.
the range three builder.
Sorry, gainer with a pierce.
Yeah, the range
Yep.
three gainer,
Yeah.
which is also a beam for that matter.
Yes.
With the hit and run.
Yes.
Like Crossbones was actually able to get into the fight. He wasn't relying on that aggressive.
Yep.
Whereas with the old Crossbones, I would just ignore him all game, right?
Yeah.
And just not bother.
He'd never be involved in anything, and it didn't matter. And this guy definitely gets involved, and
I mean, he didn't go far, but he was menacing this entire side of the board. And
yeah,
I mean, by the fact that he only got dazed on the with this last little mutant madman here, it goes to show that he does have presence.
Yeah,
and he's much better than his other counterpart, which is.
And honestly, I can see him. He's definitely the right mercenary for a bunch of different teams. I'm sure Cabal's going to be using him, maybe some Hydra, and I think he's great with Doc Ock. So
yeah, no, I think we might see him on the board a little bit more, which I'm really happy about. It's always great when characters matter. Speaking of characters mattering, we got new Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool's new card on the table, and wow, like felt good.
Yeah.
Leg Day alone made him feel so much better.
Leg Day definitely made it feel more like he was a Deadpool kind of guy. He was easygoing. He could either shoot people or he could stab them. He never felt like he was forced to. I'm just sitting here with bang, bang, bang. Good luck.
Well, just like the whole narrative behind Deadpool in this particular game is like, yeah, we'll go up, we'll take a point, punch me a couple. Oh no, things are getting serious. All right, maximum effort. And he walks across the board and just stabs Doc Ock. And it's like, oh, okay,
pretty good.
Because that was a hell of a roll.
Yeah, it sure was. It sure was. And I'm like, oh no, is it Deadpool? Oh, this is nothing. Yeah, he's down.
What was it, like 8 successes or something?
Yeah, like
on a 5 dice attack, and just and have murder.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was a 7 dice attack because I did the 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And just like and murder. Yeah. There we go.
It felt great. Felt great.
Well, because that was my Hail Mary right there, right?
Yep.
And somehow the Hail Mary actually came out and did what I needed it to do, which amazing, just outstanding. But no, I've all said, like I had a lot of fun with this one. Obviously, I don't play a lot of White Warriors, so I mean, when I misplayed horribly.
How did you feel about Spectacular Spider-Man?
You know what? I'm liking him. He's a little bit different than what I'm used to playing with characters, but I like his mobility. I like the fact that all his attacks are just gainers.
Yes.
So he's always getting power to do things. Getting that character throw feels really good. Because I was able to displace a couple characters, which was really because what was it? I got Doc Ock out of the way and gave me a lot of breathing room over here.
Yeah. that was pretty solid.
And it was really nice. I like him. It'd be nice if he had if his web swinger gave him the same thing that Miles has, where after he does it, he gets an extra couple dice on his attack. That'd be really nice. I don't know if it necessarily is needed because I think he otherwise has a pretty good kit. And honestly, if my defense rules and attack rules went a little bit differently, he probably would have been a much bigger presence on the board.
Well, and I do like the fact that both of them are inexpensive, and I kind of feel like they work differently but similarly enough that you can have them do a lot more work than the previous iterations of Spider-Folk.
Yeah, no, I like him. I like him a lot more than original core box Spidey.
Absolutely.
Like that's for sure. I felt like this guy actually had impact on the table,
Yes.
which was
Yeah,
really,
definitely.
really nice. So yeah, very, very happy. I was happy to see Taskmaster get some work in
Yes.
today.
Yes. I didn't use any of his new stuff, but I felt always like, oh, shield throw is definitely going to happen at some points.
Well,
Definitely going to
you
happen.
gain power. Like he still has 6 power on him. You used your
Yep.
mnemonic technique twice, I think, in
Yes, I
this
did.
game, right?
Yep. That
Which
was a good feel.
in previous games, I don't think we rarely got it out
Ever?
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
yeah, it felt really good. So yeah, there we go. That is the new Sinister Six leadership for Doc Ock with against Spider Foes. Very happy about Deadpool. Very happy about Taskmaster. Just in general, I'm happy about where the game is kind of at the moment. At least
yeah,
on sort of like a fun beer and pretzels type of gameplay.
that's
Because I mean,
fair.
this is not where you come for hyper competitive,
No, no, but
but
I think there's lots of exciting things for people to explore
there
now.
is. It's a very exciting time for Crisis Protocol, and we are going to be getting more battle reports out with the new and exciting stuff for you. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. In the meantime, happy wargaming, guys.